Hello, my name is Raymond Finneman, and this is my informative speech on San Francisco. Faster than a speeding bullet. San Franciscan cinema's famous car chases was written by Mel Valentin. This statement is a play on the title of a movie called Bullet, which starred Steve McQueen. It was filmed in San Francisco. Many popular movies and television shows use San Francisco as a backdrop. San Francisco has many famous worldwide landmarks. It has a variety of museums within the city limits. Interesting geography, which helps in filming of car chases. A wide variety of movies have been filmed or use San Francisco as a backdrop. Some of these movies are the Dirty Harry series, which stars Clint Eastwood and follows an unorthodox detective through many investigations and hair-raising situations. Bullet was a 1968 movie starring Steve McQueen. The movie's title was inspired by the late model SN 95 1968 Mustang Bullet. The Rock starred Dwayne Johnson and Sean Connery and was set on Alcatraz. Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings, which is a movie that was put out by Disney. This movie, in the opening scenes, has a fight scene which occurs along the cities of San Francisco. Television shows, opening scenes often show San Francisco, or parts of it, along with throughout the shows. Full House and Fuller House, the actual home was on Broderick Street in San Francisco. This movie is about a family growing up and using comedy to solve a lot of the problems. That's So Raven film set was on Ashbury Street. This television show is about a teenager who can see into the future. Monk, which is a television series about a detective with a psychological problem of OCD. But he uses this to his advantage by solving cases by using that OCD. Monk had used the backdrop of many locations in San Francisco. Examples of this would be Palace of the Fine Arts, Taylor and Broadway Streets, and the Golden Gate Bridge. Some of the famous landmarks that are known throughout the world in San Francisco are the Golden Gate Bridge. This bridge spans 1 mile across the Golden Strait. It was built between the years 1933 and 1937. There is an attraction at the base of the Golden Gate called the Bay Area Discovery Museum. Pier 39 is another attraction. It has a mini carnival, an aquarium, and boat charters. The mini carnival has a carousel, games that you would find at a normal carnival. The aquarium has numerous different fish and aquatic life found in the region. The boat charters you can use to tour the bay, see San Francisco from the ocean. Another form of transportation that you can use would be cable cars. That is a major landmark in San Francisco. Cable cars use underground cables to pull themselves from point A to point B. Local tourists and locals use this form of transportation to get around the city. San Francisco has 23 museums within city limits. Some of these museums are the Walt Disney Family Museum at 104 Montgomery Street. This museum is dedicated to the family of Walt Disney. The Cable Car Museum at 1201 Mason Street. This museum is about the history of transportation and cable cars in San Francisco. The Museum of Ice Cream is at 1 Grant Avenue. That museum is about the history of ice cream. Like every other tourist city, a Madame Trudeau's is at 145 Jefferson Street. Madame Trudeau's is a tourist attraction almost in every major city that has wax replicas of famous people. San Francisco has some very interesting geography. The highest elevation is Mount Davidson, and that is at 938 feet above sea level. Mount Davidson is at the city center. Now, on the extreme, you have sea level, which would be the piers and the water edge. San Francisco is made on some unstable geography. The shorelines are filled. It has former creeks and wetlands. These are among the most unstable. Earthquakes frequent the area because of the geology and proximity to the San Andreas Fault. A large earthquake, which caused a lot of damage and a lot of loss of life, was in 1989. San Francisco has been used for the settings for movies. It has numerous landmarks known across the world, such as the Golden Gate Bridge, the cable cars, and Alcatraz. It has many museums, from ice cream to cable cars, something to interest everyone. Geography, San Francisco has an extreme in geography, from loose tectonic plates to high hills of 938 feet to the shoreline, which is at sea level. This is my informative speech on San Francisco. Thank you.